Hey everybody, so today I want to talk about weight loss. So far from my highest weight, I have lost 110 pounds from my heaviest weight. And currently I'm kind of at a standstill, but I am wanting to lose 50 more pounds. But I just kind of wanted to get on and share a few things that some of you probably already heard, but some of you may not have heard some of these points. So I just really wanted to get on and tell you what I did, some things I have learned along the journey, and some things that I'm going to move forward with knowing all of these things. So disclaimer, I'm not a healthcare professional. I think everybody says that. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what worked for me and what I feel like may work for other people. And some of these are not even like medical advice. They're just things that I've learned. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hop into those 5 points. So point number 1 is mental. Before you can even begin to lose weight, you have to make up in your mind that you're fed up. You have to make up in your mind that you want to change. You have to make up in your mind that I'm not going to be how I used to be. You can't continue to do the same things and expect results. So you got to know, okay, if somebody tells you, let's say you go to your doctor and they say you need to, do low carb, you need to do whatever. Don't don't say, oh my gosh, I'm not doing that because why do I have to give up my carbs? Why do I have to give? No. Like, you have to make up in your mind, I'm going to do this, so I am going to do what I know needs to be done to see the results, because what I am doing now is not working. So for me, I had to do different things than I know somebody else. Like, one of my friends, she was low carb, and then for me, I was eating 6 times a day. She would be low carb, eating maybe 2 or 3 times a day, and then I would be eating 6 meals a day. Which leads into my next point. Point number 2, everyone's journey is not the same. So you've got different body types, you've got different metabolisms, you've got, other health issues that may be going on. So my metabolism is slow. And you know how I know? I could eat what I would consider very clean, but the rate at which I lose weight is very, very slow. And no, I do not have a thyroid issue, but the rate at which I lose weight just eating correctly is very slow. Even like once I incorporate exercise, it comes off like that. So I know that my metabolism is slow, but I would say just go ahead and go to your doctor, get a checkup, see if you have any thyroid issues, see if you have any other kind of health issues, learn your body type. For me, I learned that when I went and got my checkup that I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And with that, I'm not going to explain it to you. You can look it up if you want. But for me, I had to stay away from a lot of carbs. I had to stay away from a lot of sweets, sugar. Those are my favorite things, like together. Like, I love bready sweets. Like, I love donuts. I love honey buns. But I knew, like, going back to point 1, I knew that it was very mental. It was going to be mental. So I had to give it up. And not in all cases do you have to give it up completely, but over time you will begin to do less and less and less, and then sometimes you can get to a point where you don't even need it again. For me, I've learned to use sweetening things like bananas, dates. I use a lot of nuts, coconut shreds, unsweetened almond milk, like whatever it is that you have to do. Sometimes it takes experimenting, sometimes you have to find different recipes, but whatever it is you have to do, just do the research. Like I said, go to your doctor, see your body type, learn your metabolism, learn if you have any other health issues, and then you can modify a diet plan or a lifestyle change that will be appropriate for you. Don't look at what other people are doing, because everything everybody else is doing might not work for you, just to be honest. Just doing low carb doesn't work for me. I had to cut out sugars. I had to cut out carbs, which I didn't cut them out completely, but for the most part, I'm eating low carb. I'm eating low sugar. And if anything, I try to avoid refined sugar. So I try to do more natural sugar. Even though I also don't go overboard in that. Everything is still in moderation, which is another point that I don't have on here. Moderation is key. Number 3, if you mess up, start back as soon as possible. Some people will mess up and they'll eat bad the rest of the week, but then that turns into a cycle. They'll keep eating bad, and then the next thing you know, it's been a month and they have not been eating right. So once you fall off the wagon, go ahead and get back on. It doesn't matter if you just ate 3 cheeseburgers. The next meal you have, make it a healthy one. Make it a conscious choice to eat a healthy one. Like, don't sit there and say, oh, my whole day is ruined. Your whole day is not ruined. Your whole day is not ruined. Your day, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change, and it's gonna take some changes. So you can't stay in the mindset that you were in before. You've got to say, okay, this is what I'm doing and this is how I'm going to move forward. So yeah, you've got to start back as soon as possible. Point number 4, consistency is key. Anything could probably work as far as exercising. Like, there are so many diet plans, so many lifestyle changes out there. As a matter of fact, a lot of them probably work. But the thing is, people are not consistent enough with whatever it is to see the results. We want to lose 10 pounds in 5 days, which, I mean, a lot of that could be water weight, especially if you're just starting. Some people lose 10 pounds in a week, you know, but a lot of it is water weight. But once you get over the hump of getting that water weight off, you got to realize that it's going to take time. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take you doing the same. It's going to take you being consistent in what you are doing. You have to do it over and over and over, and it's going to take more than, it just depends on how much you want to lose. It's going to take more than a week. You didn't gain it in a week, so you're going to have to lose. It's going to take time to lose it. It's actually going to be harder to lose it in a lot of cases. And point number 5, maintaining is just as hard or even harder than losing. So this is my second weight loss journey. I actually lost 80 to 85 pounds when I was in high school. I gained it all back plus more when I ended up at my highest weight of 330 pounds. And now I'm back down 110 pounds. And just to give you guys some a better view, I lost that weight over a period of 2.5 years. So for me, like I said, it's a journey for everybody. If you fall off, get back on. There were times where I lost faster than other times. Like, there was maybe a 3-month period where I lost maybe 20 pounds because I was going harder. I was being more consistent. But you have to realize it is a journey. It is a lifestyle change. You have to choose something that you know you're going to be able to do for the rest of your life. You can't just do, oh, I'm going to do, because if you do a diet, if you do something that you cannot keep up for the rest of your life, you're going to binge, you're going to go do whatever it is, and you're going to get back right where you were. So what it is you start making small changes. So let's say you start cutting or just cut down your amount of sugar intake. Then maybe you cut down on your carbs. Maybe you start eating brown rice instead of white rice. Maybe you start choosing different types of flour, like coconut flour, almond flour instead of white flour. Maybe you start, you know, not eating meat all the time. And meat is not the culprit, but maybe for some people they, I don't know, eat a ton of meat. I don't know. Everybody's different. But for me, it was all about doing stuff, cutting things out little by little. And now I've gotten to a point where I don't eat a lot of the stuff I used to. My whole life is totally different than it used to be. And if you crave something, I would say eat it. But guess what? Don't go overboard. Do not go overboard. And sometimes you might want it, but you don't really like, you know, sometimes you feel like, oh my gosh, I've got to have it. Don't deprive yourself of things, because if you do, you are going to go crazy on it later. That's just something I have learned, and that might not be the case for all people, but for me, that was the case. So just remember, it's going to take some time. When you get to your goal, it's going to be hard because you got to continue to be consistent in what you're doing for the rest of your life, which is why I said it's important to do something that you know you can maintain for the rest of your life. So that being said, I want to lose 50 more pounds. So over the past month, I have been doing pretty well with my eating, like really well. I have been exercising on and off, not 5 days a week, sometimes 3 days a week. But if I don't exercise, I already know it's not going to move off as fast. My goal is to lose 50 pounds by June. So with that being said, you guys, I want to take you along on the journey with me. I will give updates. I don't go off of just scale victories. I go off of inches. I go off of how my clothes are fitting, how I feel. Those are all victories for me. So yeah, I want to take y'all along on the journey. I'm just going to be incorporating some things, of course, moderation. I'm going to keep the carbs low. I'm going to try to not do refined sugar at all. No, I'm doing low to no processed. And lots of water. Lots and lots of water. I think that's also another thing that's super important. And I know you probably hear it all the time. So yeah, these are some of the things that I learned on my journey. I hope you all learned something today. If not, if you have any questions, comment down below. I am free to answer whatever question, because this has been a lifelong journey for me. Like, weight has been an issue my whole life, but I feel like I'm finally getting this self-control, which is a fruit of the spirit, by the way. Finally getting self-control, that I know that I am in control of my body. I'm not a slave to my flesh. You know, I'm not a slave. I don't have to eat that because my body wants it. No, I'm in control. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, like I said, comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.